Greetings gamers, Pemby66 here. Now I thought I'd have a go at playing this game competitively for the first time in a few weeks, and my friend, my good gaming buddy, Finite's Finest, invited me for a fight, so I thought why not use the new version of One Big Cock, because I had to recreate him because I've downloaded the digital version. I found that everything I had for the old game didn't apply, so this is not an OWC fight, it's just two fighters with an overall of 90. And as you will see, it's not just creating a fighter with an overall of 90, it's creating a fighter in the right way with an overall of 90, you know what I mean? But as you'll see in this fight, the cock can bang, but the cock is also can get banged about quite a bit himself. But it's an action-packed fight, and I enjoyed it, even though the outcome wasn't what I wanted it, so I don't want to spoil it for you, but Fight Night's Finest, he's called Fight Night's Finest for a reason. He's one of the best in the world, and to have the opportunity to be in the same ring as someone as good as him, you know, I'll have a go against anybody, but it does get very frustrating very quick for me because, you know, I'm not the youngest of gamers, you know, I'm not a real old man or anything like that, but you know, my reflexes and actually my boxing knowledge is just not. I used to have quite a lot of boxing knowledge years ago when you used to be able to watch a lot of boxing on TV in England, but you can't anymore. It's too money orientated boxing, you know. I mean, Relapse and Fight Night's Finest going on about Friday night fights, and I'm thinking, what the fuck's that? You know, because in England you have a Sky dish and you pay per view, then you got a chance of watching and keeping up with the latest boxing action. But there's always streaming channels on the PC, which, you know, I did manage to record Cal Frock against Mikhail Kessler, which was a great fight. I put that in the Dropbox for Rhythmworks to watch. So anybody else who shares the YouTube folder with me, if you want me to put it in there, just let me know. It's a great fight to watch. It's an MP4, it's about 700 megabytes, so it's there anyway. Plus I've got the installer for Bandicam, I think. Anyway, I'm going off topic here. As you'll see that you know, there's no holds barred here. We're just knocking fuck out of each other basically. you know, it's his new trunks. I'm sick of wearing that skirt, so I put him with some jazzy trunks on, the big dragon on his chest, and called him the Dragon instead of Bulldog, you know, even though he looks like a fucking bulldog. I have some sad news really regarding my channel. I've said it before, my laser's on the blink, now it's totally gone, and it chose the moment to actually totally go and not load any games in whatsoever. Directly after, I went and purchased the new DLC for Crysis 3. As soon as the computer let me buy that DLC and let me download it, then the laser decided it wasn't ever going to load in another game again. To say I'm frustrated right now is an understatement, you know. I mean, you have to have lots of space on your hard drive, or have a big hard drive, you know, to buy the downloaded games. And it's like Crysis 3, I'm a big fan. I'm not paying 60 quid. I'm not paying £60 for a game that's not very popular now. It's popular with me, but it's not popular with a lot of people. How do you justify an extra 20 quid even when the game's brand new, you know? I really don't know. It's a total rip-off. Anyway. I hope me going on too much is not detracting from what you're trying to watch on the screen. This is the first time I fought anybody in the Fight Night Champion community that I associate with anyway, you know, with one big cock. Just to see just how well I've created him, because like I say, an overall of 90 is not everything, you know. It's like fighters like Ricardo Alvarez, the champion mode boxer. He's got an overall of 90, but he's got some very low stats in certain areas. But what I find with him is it makes him very, very overpowered in in certain others. So I'm thinking about making One Big Cock set up in a similar way. I did make a fighter called Rock Solid who was exactly like Alvarez in that respect, and that's the fighter I used against Fight Night Finest last time we had a competitive match. And if you remember that one, it went for a full 12 rounds and I knocked him down in the last round. But I mean, look, he gets me here. You're not supposed to do that to One Big Cock. But after this fight, I had a fight against a guy who was really short, and all he did was throw mad hooks to the body and head, shove me, you know, the shoulder barge shove where you press L2. You know, you shove the opponent off you and then do a power straight, and that's all he did. And I thought, and he's like totally in my face all the way through the fight. Now, fighters like that I find much harder to beat than even fighters that are the best in the world. But that's only because fighters like that are just using an exploit, really. And I mean, I'm like fighting against him, knowing that there's an inevitable outcome where he's just going to eventually wear me down and knock me out, and that's exactly what happened. But I was like thinking, well, I'm not going to quit. But I was just bored shitless. I thought, this is how people want to get, you know. I mean, I like to be at a sidestep and get a nice, quick left hook in. When I first fought Boxing IQ 101, that's what he did. That's one move I knew he was good at. It didn't stop him catching me with it though. He didn't sidestep up a couple. It's just it's quick sidestep and a right hook or a left hook, and he, you know, and he did it to perfection. So I've done it ever since. You know, you try and pick up things from the best players in the world, you know, and I prefer to play the best players in the world because I know they try and fight sim. And look at the way Fight Night's Finest is. He's crowding me. He's all over me like a rash, but he's not using any kind of exploit. He might pump the block, you know, that's about it. But I tried to do that in this fight, but it's just not in my, you know, my boxing style. But he's just achieved a knockdown here. But I found that in this fight I was able to catch him. I had the skills to sometimes outthink him and you know, beat him to the punch a lot of the time, like there. But as you'll see towards the end of the fight, I get too eager. The adrenaline was pumping too much and I couldn't control my fighter that well, you know, because that's just the way it affects me, I suppose. So you're catching him with quite a few shots using the Chavez boxing style. I like that style. It's quite a good one. I recommend it for anybody setting up a boxer, you know. He's got a very good jab. His jab and his straight look very much similar to the power, the speed. Yeah, we get him there. He's backing off pretty well. I know I've got him stunned, but bang wallop. There we go. I know I can get to these fighters as good as they are, but you know, my inexperience fighting competitively, you know, and mistakes I make, I get over eager, over anxious. The nerves get the better of me, I suppose, you know. The adrenaline's pumping. You know, I come up short. But anyway, as you'll see in the next few rounds, I start to really do pretty well, but then I start making my old mistakes, and well, I'll let you watch the rest. See the mistakes I'm making there? But if I was Ridden Works right now, the mistakes you see me making, he just wouldn't be making, you know. He'd be conserving his energy. He probably would have gone the distance with Fight Night's Finest. Whereas, as you'll see soon, I make too many mistakes. But one thing I did gain from fighting Fight Night's Finest in this fight was, with a lot of practice, you know, and a lot more experience, I'll probably do a hell of a lot better. So if he tries to fight me at range, I'm finding that I had a bit more success because I had a longer jab, you know. I could catch him on the outside better than he could catch me. We're getting him with some good counters. We're enjoying this fight, by the way, and this is the digital version of Fight Night Champion, which, so I tell you now, it might be something I did wrong, but if you've, oh, so he gets me there. I'm too eager, throwing wild, stupid punches. If you get the digital version of this game, be prepared for a lot of your data not registering. I don't know. Maybe it's something I've done wrong. I don't know. But anyway, my new version of One Big Cock in the OWC. I had a few fights, lost them both, but he's at a very low level XP because I've had to, start building up again. Which, to be honest, I can't be arsed doing. we all know what OWC's like. I come across a ninja picker who was like hovering over a certain fighter. So I thought, why are you hovering over that mediocre fighter for? I chose Winky Wright because I knew that he had his favourite fighter that he was, trying to ninja pick. But he ninja picked Rosario, this guy called Rosario, one of the Fight Night Champion mode boxers. And Rosario's 6'4", against a 5'10" fighter. So he knocked me down, then I knocked him down, but then he just, he obviously, it was his favourite fighter, and he knew. Oh God, he gets me again. It was obviously, his favourite fighter, and he did really well with him, which was quite surprising. It was an 87 overall, just like Winky Wright, Oh, never mind, Cock. You'll win next time. But I hope you enjoyed that fight. This has been recorded with Bandicam. Now, I've used the lowest codec to record this footage, and you can still see it's better than the capture card software, how it would record, because at the end of the day it's HDMI, none of that component bullshit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. First time you've probably seen on my channel a defeat for the Cock, but it's no disgrace losing to a very good fighter. As always, don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Pemby66 signing off.